Hi, I'm Will, and I just want to do a quick unboxing of the Kodak Ektar H35 half-frame film camera. So, yeah, let's take a look here and see what we got. So we just open her up. Nice and easy. Packaging is pretty, no frills. It's just paper and plastic. It's not like a Apple product or anything, but it's quite a nice little presentation. We'll look at the box again in a minute. Inside, you get a little, I assume, Kodak baggie. Yeah, little Kodak carrying bag. Very nice. Over here. And we get this little Kodak, I assume, like lanyard. I'm not sure I like this, but you get that. So you don't drop it. But yeah, that's what we get. And then, of course, the H35, the half-frame camera. So, yes, this is it. It is plastic. It is very light, and I'll talk about it in just a second. Oh, and one more thing, we have a little card with a quick start guide and how to use it. Now, I'm quite familiar with film cameras. I don't personally need this, but if you are new, you'll need this. So let's talk about specifications here. On the back of the box, we can see here that the camera supports 35mm film, which we have here. It has a 22mm f9.5 lens, and that is how fast the lens is. 9.5 is quite slow, but it's faster than, say, a Kodak Fun Saver. So that's not too bad. We need the AAA battery to power our flash, not included. So if you're given this as a gift, you'll need to provide your own. What else? I think something, just wait and blah, blah, blah. Oh yeah, and the shutter speed, should have mentioned that, is 1/100th of a second, which is perfectly reasonable. Now you can't adjust that, so yeah, you're not going to be doing anything fancy with this camera like long exposures. So, no. This is a half-frame camera, and unlike, say, your usual 35mm camera like this Fun Saver, it only uses half of the frame. And I'll pull in. Here we have a Kodak slide that someone installed upside down. You can see here this is a 35mm slide. Woo! And it's sliding. So you can see here the half frame only uses half of this, and actually orient it this way. If you shoot it landscape, it's going this way. If you shoot it vertically, it's going to be two half-frame images in portrait, so cut in half. So go back to the camera. If we go to this and we look through the viewfinder, you'll see the same idea. If I can even show that. It doesn't show very well, but you can see that there is, it is portrait when you hold the camera in what is usually landscape. So if you want to shoot in portrait, you shoot this way, and counterintuitively, you turn it this way to shoot a landscape. Now, why use half frame? Why should we go through this trouble? I mean, I could use this, or I could use, say, this much nicer Rolly 35, or heck, I could use this point and shoot, right? Well, for one, this is small. It's a little bit slimmer than my point and shoot. It's actually bigger than my Rolly 35, but it's way lighter. The other thing is, I can buy a new one of these very easy. I have to hunt down another Rolly 35 if I want one, and that's a family heirloom. The other thing about the H35 is, again, the half frame, which saves on film, which is why I bought it. A standard 35mm film usually holds about 36 shots. In the case of this Lomo 400, which gives us a total of 72 photos from a roll of 36, which is pretty good as well. And the reason I purchased this, which I keep dancing around, is I want a camera I can take out and not really care what I take photos of, but I can still shoot them on film. So that's what this is for. It's also a good beginner camera. It's basic. You can get a lot of shots out of it, and it does what you want. My only concern is it feels really cheap. Really, really cheap. It is all plastic. There is no metal on here. And my biggest concern here is the rewind mechanism. This is plastic, and you have to be really careful with this. Now, I had a Lomo camera, and it had a plastic rewind mechanism, and I managed to break that. And it feels very similar to this. But in general, it's okay. Do I think these are a bit overpriced? I do. They're like 80 Australian. But yeah, let's take a look inside. So this is nice, actually. It shows you how to insert film, assuming you've never done it before. So you get this little paper card, which looks like a roll of 35mm film, and shows us how to insert it. Oh, that's very clever. It even shows it like, oh, you need to hook it in here, which I'll show you in a minute. But again, you can see here the film is portrait, and then landscape, portrait, landscape. The battery for the flash goes in like so. Just put that in, positive up. In it goes, very good. And again, this thing is really plasticky. Like my Rolly 35, I enjoy holding my Rolly 35. It's hefty. It feels nice. It feels good to hold. Whereas this, not really the same feeling at all. But I assume it will be a lot of fun to use, and I hope it does turn out to be that way. So, I guess we'll finish setting it up, and I'll give a few more impressions. So, when you want to set it up, you just need to open it up, like so. Oops. And you just pop in the... Oh, okay. Yeah, that's the other thing you have to do. I need to, I think... Does that... Oh, that doesn't pop out. No, what am I thinking? Yeah, I just need to kind of slide that in there. Is that how that works? Yeah. So, we just slide that in. Then I do that. And then I line it up. And then make sure that's in the... Feels pretty tight. Alright, and just give it a little bit of that. There. It's very important that before you close it up, you see those teeth? You want those teeth to enter the little holes in the film. That's how it advances. So we'll give it a bit of a thing. Give it a bit of a push. And now we should see when we advance the film that rotates ever so much. Okay. So it's important that, see this little start thing? We need to make sure that that advances. And it's a good time to test out the flash too. So we'll turn on the flash. Cool, flash is on. And to keep advancing, we just push the button. And the flash has gone off. That's very good. And I guess we need to do one more. Is it? Oh, it's half frame. So I guess it takes twice as long to advance than I'm used to. Usually it's like 2 shots. So I'll do one more, just to be safe. Let's see here. Yeah, there we go. I think we're at 1. Are we? Hard to tell. I think we're safe. The reason why you need to advance the film this way anyway is, again, when you pull the film out for the first time, it's exposed to light. And if the film gets exposed to light, it's no good. So, pro tip, don't open the back of the camera once the film is in there. The film will be no good if you do that. So make sure you keep her locked up. And again, you want to take, usually I shoot two or three shots, but with this you're probably going to want to shoot 4 shots to advance the film far enough into the camera. So yeah, I'm looking forward to playing with this. It will probably be a while before I get through this. It's quite a few photos, but it will save a lot on film for me, and it'll allow me to take photos that I otherwise wouldn't have on film. So I'm looking forward to that too. It does feel really cheap, and I'm a little worried about it breaking, but it is cute, and I do like the way it looks, and it reminds me a lot of my Rollei 35. I wish this was made of metal, though. That would be so nice if this was a metal body. If it just had a bit more of a premium feel to it, or it was aluminum or something, but it's just plastic, and that's unfortunate. But it will be fun, I think. So, yeah. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel. This is a new channel for me. I just wanted to get something out there. That's why I'm making this. I guess a few other things about this camera to note. This is so lucid. You're going to want to use the flash indoors pretty much no matter what you do. You could put a higher ISO film in there, say 800 or 1600, but you're still going to want to use the flash. The shutter speed plus the f-stop is just too slow to use indoors comfortably. Outdoors you should be fine, and I think using about a 400 ISO film in this camera is a good idea, mainly because, well, this ships with I think an f11. This is f9.5, and this usually has a 800 ISO film, and this is 400, and that's 1.5 stops, so 400 is pretty close to this using 800. So you'll get similar results with a fun saver as you would with 400 ISO film. So yeah, that's that. It's a cute camera. I guess we'll put it in its little bag. Another caveat to note about half frame. Half frame is half the size of 35mm, so you'll have half the quality, which is fine for things like Instagram and small little prints. People say, oh, you won't be able to blow it up as big, but like, are you really doing that with this? Like, you're using this to take photos of your friends and just for fun. Like, this isn't a serious thing, but it's very cool. And yeah, I'll come back with a review of the full thing when I get to it. So thanks, and bye.